Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So before starting today's topic, we'll first, I wanted to tell few points, right? So whatever you have seen my previous videos, I have already talked to you that you have to evaluate. So along with evaluation, you have to, experiment it, like try to apply that in your scenario, in a small use case, and see if it works, right? And then you can proceed further. You should not believe blindly. Not only my videos, any videos if you watch, which you think will help, you try to apply. If it works, then you should, continue with that, and you should understand where it will. That's where questioning mindset will come, like where it works, how much, whether we should go with this approach or other approach, right? So you have to have that evaluate mindset. Along with that, you have to experiment and see how, what impact it will have. Because you should not blindly, believe. And we already seen our previous video what's the role of belief, right? It has a huge impact in your behavior. So moving forward, you also know that, the the importance of content, right? I always, try to stress on that. So you must be wondering, like anyways, we'll start with this question. Many aspirants will be, having the confusions of how hours to study, and they see the content. So what happens is, whenever they see the content, let's say for example, they see like people study 4 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. So they will not go less than this, and they will have a mindset that this many number of hours they have to study. That they will believe. That's the power of content, right? And they will not think anything, just okay, we have to study this many hours, we have to study. That becomes our expectations. But nobody will tell you, or nobody will have time, or due to any reasons, like how they have split, somebody will tell, and but still it will be difficult for you to assess. Like, okay, let me take an example. Let's say your expectation is studying 4 5 hours. Let's imagine 5 hours, and then let's say you started to study continuously for 2 hours or 3 hours, right? So what will happen is, you might initially, or for the aspirants who don't know, like they might feel okay, they might feel sleepy, they might feel low. Basically they will not be able to, study continuously whatever they had planned, right? They will think, they will blame themselves. Okay, I am not able to do, it's my fault, right? But there might be some other reasons also involved. And they will just, expect, they will think that okay, everybody are doing fire, so I need to do, 5 hours. So they have to understand, there are different factors play a role, right? One factor I could think of is energy, right? So we might have seen many videos, or we know, we have heard, or we know, yeah, energy is important, and we leave it. But it's very important for an aspirant or for anyone to, if they're not understanding the importance of it, if they are not, knowing how much impact it can have, so they have to experiment it. How, like energy, what's the component of it? One component is diet, right? So this is how, like, you intake energy, right? Diet means, so then you have to understand, like, how much to eat, what to eat, when to eat, right? It's very important, right? If you try to experiment on this, and see, have maintain a high energy, and see your behavior, see your thoughts will be very positive. See your behavior. So you have to try it out, not by me seeing, and it will help. It will, no, you have to go in detail, you have to evaluate, you have to experiment, like how much I should eat. Like, it depends on, it varies from individual to individual. It is not like, okay, I will eat, everybody are eating this much, two chapati, one plate rice or whatever it is. So it's not like that. You have to eat, I mean, you have to, try and gauge, understand like how much and what is sufficient, and how about nutritious meal. If I have, what is the difference, right? How it is impacting my study. Then some of you might realize, when you are high in energy, you are able to study for long hours, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, it could be long hours. And your thoughts are very very positive, and you are, willing to study more, more and more. You are, aiming for, very high number of hours. Contrary to that, if you are eating, I mean, without knowing, heavily or without nutrition, you might feel low, right? You will feel low. Then what? You will not be able to study longer, or you will feel sleepy, whatever, if you eat heavy meals, right? So when you feel low, the thoughts will also be with negative. Negative means the thoughts which we don't want to, like the thoughts which you don't want, that are negative. It's a representation. So yeah, so negative thoughts. And there is a possibility due to this, if you might say, you might think that, I am not able to do, and then you might end up, preparing, or you might choose different path, or do something else meanwhile, right? Something else, temporarily temporary, okay. So do something else, or you will do, take a break or whatever, right? So that's what. And one more in depth, if you go in depth, one more important point is, as I said in a previous video, learning happens, you might be knowing, learning happens every second with everything surrounding, right? Which means when you are low in energy, the thoughts comes are, in low energy, the thoughts which comes are also learned. So once negative thoughts come, so in low energy, the you'll feel, all the thoughts, similar thoughts will come. When high in energy, you haven't learned anything negative. So if you start thinking positive, everything you will think positive, 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 and positive. It's not only in study, it's in any doing any task, right? So it's in depth. So that's how low energy has a disadvantage. The problem is, if you are in low energy and you thought, okay, I'm not able to do, without coming to this high energy, without having a high nutrition meal, or without coming to this state, you might end up, quitting. That's very, important to understand. So this is also one of the important factor, right? People say energy is important, motivation important, positive thinking is important, attitude is important. Now you understand what, which plays a role, what has a role, where it's applicable, how you have to use it, how you have to evaluate, how you have to question, and understand the content, right? So because everybody are telling you need to study this many hours, your expectation sets in, right? Not only in this case, in anything. And you will not think beyond. But you have to understand, there will be plus or minus. You have to be flexible, and you have to understand anything. This is one of the scenario where energy can help you. You can apply to anything else, any other task, any other doing. It's, I am not explaining theory, what is energy, what will happen. No theory, only practical, like what will happen, right? So this way you need to apply. So diet is very important for aspirants, right? I mean, this way many people can save. Many people coming from a village background, or a background where they are not giving much importance to the nutritions or meals, right? Even though they have heard that it's very important, it's very important or energy is important, they might have skipped. Why? Because we have seen so much content, we have a lot to do, that we are thinking about, only doing, whatever we have consumed a content, like only doing, studying. In case of studying, aspirants will be studying, they'll try to not focus on doing this. So how they will be focused, like when they will focus on this energy part, they will focus if in a scenario where they have seen people talking more about energy, then they will think about that. So this is also one of the aspect. They have just heard, yeah, energy is important, right? You have to maintain properly. That maybe you might have seen maybe one video, two video, or heard from two people, 10 people. And what about studying? 10 hours, 5 hours. Compare this, maybe 1,000 times, or 90% of the time people say this, 2% or 5% people say this. So which means you will concentrate on this only, you will ignore this part. That's the, how it's that's how, the your mind works. It's a simple, right? Whatever you majority you consume, you will concentrate on that, and whatever you don't consume, you will ignore that part. You will not think much, right? And not only this, right? I mean, even what will play a role, even if you want to do, you are not in present, right? You are always busy in future part, right? Like okay, you want to study this task one, task, like, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this, study this, study that, go out, watch something, play this, that. Your task is aligned, so you are not at all, mostly present in present, right? You are in thinking about future while studying present. You are thinking about, okay, I need to finish this, I need to finish this, I need to finish this. So and not much people have stressed on energy and diet part, right? So obviously you will ignore. That's one of the most. Now you have understood, you have also understood the importance of the consumption of content, how, how your behavior is affected. So please understand this is also important, and experiment it, see whether it will work or no. And let me know if you have any questions. I think if you evaluate, you can get to know, or you can let me know whatever questions you have, and let's see how, how it goes. Okay, we'll connect you with the next video. Thank you.